Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we were just talking very briefly about how much we plan our live streams. And Jeff said something which was, it's just brought it back into my mind. And I know not that many people are going to get this reference, but here we go. Okay, let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
You get that reference, right? World of Warcraft, just charging into a room and getting himself killed and all of his buddies killed. I remember that. Jeff, you remember that, right?
Yep, that's why I mentioned it.
One of them classic memes before memes were a thing. Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. How you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you. You've got me all enthusiastic and ready to go. I needed that energy to start off things, and I finally got it. Hey, Travis, how are you doing?
Doing real good. Actually, I remember a video I watched, I don't know if it was a year ago or something like that, where the Leroy Jenkins guy, the actual guy, met Ronda Rousey.
Nice.
She's like, oh my God, say it.
Awesome. Yes, guys, after this, guys and girls, after this live stream, if you do want to Google Leroy Jenkins, please do it. Maybe we should find his channel and audit him one day. Hello, everybody. Welcome to vidIQ. My name is Rob. If this is your first time here, we have a YouTube tool, the YouTube channel, the YouTube Learning Academy that educates you on your YouTube journey. And every single Tuesday, we open up our doors for your channels to be scrutinized, reviewed. We give you our best pieces of advice, experience, and what we know about YouTube. And hopefully that will help you grow your YouTube channels. But before that, we just want to say hello to everybody who's joining us this week. So Travis, since you are on screen and we can see all of these wonderful names racing over screen here, say hello to some of our vidIQ family here.
Yeah. Shadow Claws here. I see Ritual MC, Lightning, what is that? Lightning Code. Jonk. Good to see Jonk. I think Jonk has changed YouTube channels or something recently.
Oh, who knows what he's doing. He tells people he's quitting YouTube, changes channels.
I really love those recaps of the Savage stuff. Anyway. Let's see who else. S Name channel. We see Dan H is in the chat. DCU Studios, KC Gaming, and of course all of the mods are here. We appreciate you greatly.
And Jeff, I'd love you to say hello to some of our vidIQ fam this morning, since you are wearing a t-shirt pretty much that says that very thing.
Exactly, man. What's up, fam? So, hey, everybody in the chat. One of the first ones that popped up and just came up across my name is the Sus Pancake, man. That just hit me immediately. So Sus Pancake, I saw Loser Anna in here hanging out with us. She is a well-known member of the vidIQ family, so much appreciate you being here. The Artist Haven is also here. What's up, Tish? How you doing? And we got Michael Bushy. We've got Lemon's Tips as well, and Diana's Life. Shout out to you too.
I will say hello to the following all perfectly pronounced channel names: S Name Channel, Ben Swam. Or Swam, Sonic Saturn, Frang, Melody Moon, Milan Gamer, Fortnite Squidity, Vitax86, 2GBL2, Sizzle Bacon, I don't know if that's already been said hello to, Excellent Dude, And finally, we could not do this live stream without this channel is held for review. If you're wondering where Dan C and Dan H are, Dan H, I think, is currently stuck in a lobby somewhere in Atlantic City. I think he's paying homage to WrestleMania 4 and 5 this week, since it is on this weekend. And Dan C just had a little bit of work to do. He's concentrating on some gaming stuff, but he will be here tomorrow for our usual Wednesday webinar. All right, folks, if you are brand new to this live stream, do let us know in the chat. Because we're going to explain exactly how everything works on this live stream for the next couple of hours. And if you are a regular, then just welcome all of those newbies into the chat to make them feel warm, welcome, get them a cup of hot chocolate or a drink of your choice as we show you how this live stream works. Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit livestream, where we review your YouTube channels. There are 2 links in the description, one for gaming channels, one for non-gaming channels. Make sure you submit every week as we clear the form after every live stream. Channel audits are 100% free, so please don't send us any super chats expecting to receive an audit. And don't waste your time asking for one in the chat. If there are any alternative ways to get picked for an audit, such as memes, we will let you know during the live stream. If we can't audit your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 for you. If you haven't already installed vidIQ, download it now for free. A link is in the description, and make sure to take advantage of our free 30-day trial. If you submit your channel for audit, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, our experience, and our passion as fellow YouTube creators. It's up to you whether or not you take our advice. There are tons of links to lots of useful resources in the video description. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share this live stream with another fellow creator who may find it useful. And finally, moderators, thank you for everything that you do every single week. All right, let's do this. Final bits of housekeeping before we go into the channel audits themselves. As always, the live stream is supporting the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund, so any super chats go directly to them. In advance, we thank you very much for that. If your channel does not get audited this week, because we get approximately 1,000 channel submissions every single week, so we do apologize in advance if we don't get to your channel. Having said that, a lot of the things that we talk about, whether it be a tech channel, whether it be a beauty channel, whether it be a cooking channel, there are many of these facets and foundational aspects of the things that we talk about that apply to your channel. And even though we don't have Dan here today, who is the gaming expert, we can still give you channel and video advice. We just don't necessarily have the extreme gaming knowledge that Dan has. And also, we are not just a live stream channel audit service. We provide you with many different tools that will help you 24/7. Just to give you a quick example, this is what happens when you have the vidIQ Chrome extension installed. Up in the top right hand corner here, channel analytics right there on the screen. Anywhere on YouTube, you don't have to go into your YouTube studio to see those analytics. If you want to get a bigger breakdown of your channel, kind of like a report card, then you can use our 24/7 channel audit tool, and it will tell you that unfortunately right now everything is in the red. But that's because we had a very good March. I'm trying to scramble to make sure that I get those numbers back in the green, but I can use this tool to work out perhaps where I need to make more content. For example, I know videos on YouTube Shorts and the YouTube algorithm do well because those are the videos that are bringing in views, and they continue to bring in views as well on views per hour. Now, I can look at this report card for 5 minutes or an hour, and it's going to give me so much information. So this is the channel audit tool that we provide to you through the vidIQ tools when Jeff, Travis, and myself need to actually go to sleep because we are human beings. Unfortunately, vidIQ is going to replace us all at some point. We're just building tools that are going to replace us, unfortunately, in the very near future. But until then, we will continue to audit your channels. This Chrome or Firefox extension is available for free if you want to use the link in the description, which also gives you a free 30-day trial access to all of our tools, and we've also available on Android and iOS. And with all of that being said, Jeff and Travis, confirm that you can see my screen.
Yes.
Yep.
I know that everybody else can see my screen, so let's start auditing the first channel that's submitted this week. And I'm going to let Jeff and Travis just go to town on this one as the first channel, and then I'll chime in. They are called Slow City. They have 84 subscribers. First impressions, Jeff and Travis.
Well, since Jeff is still looking at it, this looks like a slow-mo channel, which is interesting because you don't see many of these. I mean, 1,000 frames per second means typically they have a high-end camera to do that. I'm not aware of any camera that does 1,000 frames per second and a low end, and yet the channel itself looks like it's something being done at home. So I'm curious how they're pulling this off, if they are pulling it off. Can we look at the Coke and Mentos at 1,000 frames per second?
It's interesting, isn't it, Travis? In that, interesting channel idea. I want to see some of the content now to see if they deliver on this.
Yeah, I really do.
There are some phones that do 960 frames per second, aren't they?
Yeah. And the quality's not great. That's why I'm kind of curious as to what this looks like, because they're saying something very specific that is first of all, you can't prove it. You can't disprove it, I guess. If they say 1,000, it's 900. What are you going to say? Oh, you're off 100. I mean, no. I'm just curious what it looks like. Now, the reason I say that is because this stuff can do very well virally if it's done correctly. And to be honest, like, we're going to give them a bunch of thumbnail advice or whatever, but none of it's going to matter if this part doesn't make sense. And this is very specific type of content, which is why I'm asking for this versus what we would normally say when we do a channel audit. Okay, so already I would be disappointed. Yeah. Mainly because that first part did not give me a close-up of most like slow motion things. Like most of the slow motion things look like the thumbnail. Like, see the thumbnail? Like, that's my expectation. I have no idea what happened in that first couple of seconds. And since most slow motion videos have that hook at the very beginning, you need to hook me hard and really like get me to watch the rest of the video. Now we're talking about a bunch of stuff and doing the Mentos thing. I get it. But I've seen that a billion times on YouTube, so I need to get to the part where I want to share it to all my friends. Okay, here we go. Now that's pretty cool. He's gonna. I like that. That's a cool idea.
That should have been the intro, shouldn't it?
Really, 100%.
All this.
Oh, here we go.
Right, let's just pause that for a second. So we're 58 seconds into, about 55 seconds into the video when we saw, I guess what you might call the money shot or the money intro or footage of the thumbnail or the Torrance of a title. So I'm agreeing with you here, Travis. You need to front load this at the beginning. If you want to tell a story in 5 minutes, by all means do that, but give us something that's going to deliver on what you've promised. You know, in a second, I've seen this thumbnail and this title. I'm going to click on it. The next 10 seconds need to show me this or something similar. Yes.
And then you can give your kind of pretext and everything. If you look at some of these other channels that do this well, look at how they do it. Look at how they're editing their videos. Look at this. This is a cool shot. Yeah. That looks cool.
That should have been it. That should have been
the intro. The beginning. Yeah. That should have been the beginning. And then, you can cut it right there as like a cliffhanger and then do some of your pretext. Look how cool that looks. It's visually satisfying. Like, it checks so many marks that I feel like it's now look at your viewer retention, and at 21 views, it's not going to be incredibly accurate, but I would highly recommend you look at some of the slow motion channels on YouTube and see how they are producing their content and try to mimic more their editing style and the presentation style. But I love the concept. I think slow motion channels are cool.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. That definitely should have been the payoff right at the beginning. Like, give them just that snippet of it, and then go into the whole setup and tell the story. 100%. That should have been the way it would have been done. And then obviously the thumbnails. I like the fact that they use that screen grab there. It looks pretty good. I don't know about the Coke bottle though for that particular video, but I guess it sort of makes sense. But I mean, you already have Coke and Mentos in the title. So it sort of seems a little redundant, but I would have definitely at least tried to bump up the colors on it, just to kind of make it pop out a little bit more. But aside from that, I mean, overall, not much to say about that one there.
The thumbnails are going in the right direction, aren't they? But there's just something not quite right with all of them, and I'm trying to work out what it is. Maybe it's because the camera that you use for these slow-mos lacks detail and sharpness, so it's very difficult to turn that into a thumbnail. Or you're just not quite capturing the moment of action. For example, I think this one is quite effective as a thumbnail. There's an explosion of water and the lawnmower, so you get everything in that thumbnail. Whereas this one, I kind of so it's some ice, but there's just something in the thumbnail that I don't quite see it in that one.
Yeah. Maybe a closer up shot of it or something like that. Some of them are a little too far back for me. Like, I want it to be all up on there. Like, get close, because you have to think about the thumbnail, right? If you're looking at it on a desktop, it's a certain size. But if we're looking at on mobile devices, it's obviously going to get smaller. So you really want to bump up that shot, get closer into it so people can really see kind of what's happening. But yeah, I mean, overall, it is moving in the correct direction.
So I think we would all agree here that the concept is actually pretty cool, isn't it? And I like the channel name for this. Slow City kind of really makes sense, and it's memorable. Another thing I might be thinking of here, maybe if you want to do this on a second channel as a test, is that I'm pretty sure you could turn all of these into YouTube shorts and just test whether there is a market for satisfying slow-mo stuff. I'm sure many channels are already trying to jump into this space. Because I guess what a short is going to train you to do is grab that moment of excitement, intensity, satisfaction, and just use that in a clip. And then you can use that YouTube short almost as your intro for all of these storytelling videos, which are obviously there, given the length of these videos.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like I said, we've seen people do that where they'll give you like the action shot on a YouTube short, and then you can do a full, like, here's how I did it, and, you know, going through the whole process and telling the story as a full video. There's no reason why you can't do both.
Just checking if there's anything in 1,000 frames per second, because I'm wondering if 1,000 frames per second is a bit of an odd number to use. Maybe you equate that more to gaming. I mean, there is this one example here, and that's the kind of thumbnail we're looking at, aren't we? With a dart going through the water. Really
I'm wondering what's the frame per second for the slow-mo guys? Like, they're using, like, when they're filming lightning storms, you know, they're using a very high-speed camera, like, specific for that kind of thing. But it depends on what's their frames per second on that stuff.
I'm just wondering, maybe super slow-mo is more effective in 1,000 frames per second. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the number's better, or
I think the number is trying to be impressive, which it is, by the way.
10,000 frames per second.
Yes, that's an impressive one. Yes. So
I mean, maybe is it worth maybe including just that text? That's kind of your the verification, the clarification. You just put 1,000 FPS in the screenshot.
Yeah,
as a test,
so, like,
as well.
super slow mo in the title, but then 1,000 frames per second in the thumbnail, maybe.
Yeah,
that's your second shot at it. Yeah.
So some experimentation there to be tried as well. Let's just see if there's anything that's really captured your audience's attention yet. Not quite yet. But
definitely something that they could test would be shorts.
That's
I think
cool.
It would do
That's
well in shorts.
Cool looking thumbnail as well.
A highly visual channel like this could probably do very well on shorts.
Yeah. So that is at Slow City. I think a really interesting channel to look at first. That's the first non-gaming channel that's submitted this week. Let's now jump into the realms of the unknown here, or maybe Travis is going to all of a sudden come up with his gaming knowledge that he likes to hide from us all. This is the first gaming channel that's submitted this week, and it is for Ask 2. That's how I'm going to pronounce your channel now. I'm not sure if I'm right. You have 16 subscribers. And yeah, Jeff, I'm going to let you start off with this one just because Travis started off with the last.
Sure. Yeah, and I mean, the only thing with 4Ask2 is I'm not exactly sure what's happening. I mean, we're assuming it's a gaming channel. They submitted it as a gaming channel. Just on surface level, I've never been a fan of your name being the only thing on the channel banner. If you're playing a specific game, give me some sort of like an idea of what you're doing. So sort of the value prop, put that value proposition in the banner if possible. But secondly, I'm not sure. I'm assuming they're playing Roblox, but not 100% sure exactly what's happening because I see a Minecraft one as well. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're playing a lot of different games. I think, I know one of the things that Dan would have said would be to try to concentrate on one game. And that doesn't mean only play one game, but only, maybe only dedicate your channel to one specific game as you try to grow it.
I think it's not helped by the fact that half the time the game isn't in the title. So so that's mannequin clips. I died by light. I became a hotel maid. All of these are not necessarily searchable for the game in question,
right.
And we always encourage new gaming channels to think about how they can get discovered to begin with, whether it be through educational content, how-tos, etc., etc. And this feels like one of these channels where they've seen one of their favorite YouTubers who has millions of subscribers and can pretty much do whatever they want, and often do Let's Plays and adventure stuff. And that doesn't always translate into a channel of your size, just because, quite frankly, and unfortunately right now, nobody knows who you are, and it's difficult to get discovered when you're not really pitching to a particular audience. So yeah, thumbnails, titles, channel focus, kind of the usual things there. And anything else you may have spotted here, Travis? I'm just going to scroll up and down the thumbnails.
I think you're right. You know, when you see the title strategy of a larger channel, sometimes you feel like you need to kind of go behind and do something similar. But the reality is a lot of those channels have a following already, and them just showing up on the browse page is enough for the person to click it. So, you know, as a smaller channel, when you don't have a large viewership to kind of engage with your content, you do need to kind of go with something that's going to be more wide ranging and more appealing to people who don't know who you are. So it's not to say that, oh no, you know, vidIQ says these titles won't work, but I saw a video with 1 million views. Yeah, but that person probably has like 10 million subscribers. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things. So yeah, 100% look for titling that's going to be obvious as to what's going on, and definitely look for content people are actually looking for, and try to put that out there.
Now, I just want to say this is a final thing for Ask2. In the last 2 months, you've made about, 12 videos, and not a single one of them has got more than 10 views. The last 3 videos you published have got no views whatsoever. So what you're currently doing isn't triggering YouTube to get your content discovered. I'm trying to avoid the word algorithm there. So here's what I would suggest you do. It's entirely up to you whether you do this or not. The last interesting thing you discovered on Roblox in the last couple of weeks that you think might be worth sharing with your audience, I want you to maybe think about making a video on that topic and pitch it as a how to do this in Roblox or something similar. You might not want to try this, but I think we need to get some traction going on your channel, because right now, I would be disappointed in these numbers in that I'm making content and literally nobody's watching them now, and that's unfortunate. And I think it's due to the things that we've already mentioned, and I'm just giving you a suggestion of what you might want to try for your next video. Jeff, were you going to say something now? I did hear a noise from you, or were you just agreeing?
No, I completely agree. Yeah. I would at least try to lean in to some of the search, some of the search-based stuff, to gain some traction on the channel, you know, whether it's how to, why does this, answer questions specifically as a title to get things a bit more searchable, or even, you know, show a specific thing related to Roblox or Minecraft, whatever it might be, to help out somebody who's just getting started. That's something that can apply to almost any gaming channel, is showing other new players how to get started. That's a really powerful thing, and you can turn it into evergreen content on your channel.
All right then, folks. I know that when I ask you to do something, you actually do it, because I made a video last week where I told you to dislike a video because YouTube might be removing the dislike counts, and you did. You absolutely kind of not hate this video, but I told you to hate it. So right now we have 289 likes, and yet we have over 400 people watching. So can you fix that for us, please? Can you give us the likes that we need to make sure that we have parity between concurrent viewers and likes? That's if you like the video, of course.
You know, I'm interested. So a lot of things that we've heard from YouTube and such is that, you know, likes and dislikes can affect the reach of the video. Is this video performing well? And since it's got more dislikes than likes, have you noticed if once that happened that you started getting less kind of impressions? Because that's always been the myth on YouTube.
Well, Travis, let's have a quick look at this then. We're going to deviate a little bit from the channel audits, but yeah, I think that's a fine question. The interesting thing is that this video wasn't titled as such beforehand. It was a little different, and I told everybody to dislike the video at the end because I was trying to test watch time. And so I had dislikes, but once I changed the title and told people to dislikes, and I got far more dislikes. Funnily enough, it's actually brought in some subscribers as well, which is interesting.
And it's interesting that #1 is search.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
All coming in through search. The
What's the search? What are some of the search terms? So if you go to reach, what is it? What are some of the search terms?
Where would I go there? Reach.
Go to reach, okay, and then scroll down to YouTube search. There you go. Dislike this video is So people are searching for the search term "dislike this video."
Oh, all right, yeah, there you are.
That
Just
must
like this
be
video.
That's weird.
How interesting, how interesting. So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
I'm saying all this so you can like this live stream.
Yeah.
Now then, usually we talk about, I was hoping this works. Let's see if it works now. Yeah, usually we talk about the Discord server as a place for the community to get together. We talk about thumbnails and give advice and general things. And what we do is we pick a creator from Discord. But we actually did it from the vidIQ creators group this week, just to show you that we do have a Facebook creators group that now has 3,500 people. We have lots of interesting discussions in there. We try and eliminate all of the links and spam so that people can ask questions, get help about their YouTube channels. Another place to go for you to share your YouTube tips, tricks, and advice and ask questions yourself when we're not doing channel audits. So there is a link in the description if you do want to check out the vidIQ creators group. That is from a long time ago when I did not have a beard. Maybe I need to update that profile picture. But yeah, do check it out if you want to. And the channel we chose from the creators group this week was called, or is called, the Sweet Guy. Now, to Travis and Jeff, just to give you a bit of context here, sweets are the British equivalent of candy. So imagine this is a channel called Candy Guy. And then, yeah, audit away. What do you think of this one?
Well, I like the colors of it. It reminds me, what's that candy that has those different colors like that? There's like a little rolled candy that has like those colors. It just reminds me of that. But interestingly, like no actual candy in the banner.
Mm-hmm.
The thumbnails themselves, well, it looks like there's a lot of shorts going on, which means, of course, maybe no thumbnails.
Yeah.
The longer form videos are weird. So like the American Pie, which says Pie American, is you can't even see the pie. Like it's kind of covered up by the text, and like, so I think that there's some interesting things going on here with thumbnails that need to be rectified. Mm-hmm. I love the idea behind the channel. And I think if you look up other candy channels, you'll see the difference between like a successful channel doing candy versus kind of this channel that is just now trying to figure out like how to get there. And they're trying to do it through shorts, which, you know, may or may not work.
What would it be? Candy. Let's just do this and see what comes up.
I'm sure there's like a candy review or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
Candy shop is a wrong term.
Candy review, maybe? Because that's what he's doing. Like
candy what, sorry?
Candy
Taste.
reviews? Like you're reviewing. Yeah, taste test even. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, there we go. I thought 50 Cent doesn't come up again.
So like here comes, see, like at least you can see how it's like more fun and kind of there's the colors are there and like you can see the brands and like this is actually more of what I'm expecting. And it's way different than what you're seeing on the other channel. So when someone sees a thumbnail like this versus this other channel's thumbnail, they're probably going to click on these.
So what we're thinking here is that there needs to be a good YouTuber happy reaction face if you're going to be in the thumbnail, and then some really detailed shots of a product. I think this Good Mythical Morning seems to be a good example. Let's just get past 50 Cent and then go back to the main channel. All right. Come on, internet. There we go.
Yeah, that's something that you definitely want to work on, is making sure that you're showing that. Because even if you look at, you know, like food channels and stuff, you'll normally see that the hero in the thumbnail is the food itself. And I would experiment with doing a little bit of both, of showing just the candy, no text, and then showing the candy maybe with a bit of text. Try both, see kind of what works better. Experiment with it a little bit, but I think, you know, there's a rule, or at least an unwritten rule, where people say that you have to have your face in the thumbnail. I don't think that applies to every single genre and every single niche on YouTube. Right. And I think experimentation is key to see what your audience will respond to. So a bit of experimentation there is needed for sure.
It feels to me as if the creator just hasn't quite got there with the skill set yet, and that's not a criticism. It's a case of you're experimenting, you're improving as you go. I mean, we can see the thumbnail evolution that you're going through. I kind of like these thumbnails a little bit more, although the text is very distracting in these, and the text placement needs to be better. But if you could maybe somehow perfect a concept where you have the sweet right close up to the camera, and it's sharp in focus, and maybe you're in the background a little bit, maybe a little blurred in some way, or and also thinking of those colors, because in these you've just got the beige background. Then you've used some colorful text in some of these. It feels as if you may have enough data to start looking at your click-through rate on some of these and seeing which may be better. As you rightly pointed out, Travis, this channel has moved more into shorts recently. Although I did notice way down here they went on an episodic journey of, these are all from years ago, so these aren't shorts. This is just all vertical format video from years ago.
Interesting.
None of which really worked because I think it was just episode numbers and vertical videos. But now you're trying it again with shorts, so you may have more success there. I mean, there is one here, an outlier, with 1,000 views, which has done pretty well.
Yeah, I think just really looking at those successful candy channels will be very helpful for sure.
So thumbnails, definitely. Researching your competition, in inverted commas. And then I'm just looking at the titles. Anything we can maybe do here with the titles? Chocolate Smash.
Like what's inside the box doesn't really tell. Of course, shorts, again, maybe not as important, but would you drink this? Sounds at least kind of interesting, but again, it's shorts. I think we're back to the same thing. If he's going to do, I would start looking at candy reviews and taste tests and stuff like that, and then leveraging the brand names in the title for that.
Yeah, the problem with shorts is that when you have these cryptic questions, you don't control the thumbnail, so you end up with this, which makes it really difficult.
Just the worst thumbnail you can have.
Yeah, and it's not your fault, but that's where YouTube Shorts currently work. So yeah, that is the Sweetie guy. We hope you found some useful advice there, because this is something that we can take to the next level. Imagine right now, you're getting a light snack version of a channel audit, and currently the volume level is about 3 or 4. Imagine if Travis and Jeff Zoom called you and they turned that dial all the way up to 11. Yeah, we're going Spinal Tap here because we have a fantastic offer which has been extended from our April Fool's offer, but it is expiring, I think, let me just check. It is definitely expiring at the end of this week, and it is essentially a free channel audit. Jeff, Travis, you just want to tell us a little bit more about what the channel audit is, and I'll go into the details of the offer itself.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we basically, like as Rob said, we do have, essentially a conference call with you directly. We deep dive on your channel itself. We talk about all the surface level stuff, a bit of strategy, and really just kind of give you a lot more value than what you're going to get here, because we're going to go a little bit deeper. Also, you get the benefit of asking somebody with a lot of YouTube experience, questions. We're also going to teach you basically how to use our vidIQ tools, how to take best advantage of them to help grow your channel. So there is a lot of value involved. We pack as much value into that call as possible.
And usually such a consultation, whether it be with vidIQ or other educators, will be in the hundreds of dollars, sometimes as much as $500. Yep. And what we're offering you in this special offer is for this actual consultation, this channel audit, for free. Because what you're actually purchasing is the vidIQ subscription, which I spoke about earlier on with all of the tools that we have here, with the real-time stats bar and the channel audit tool and so on and so forth. This is what you're purchasing: 12 months of access to all of our tools with the usual 20% discount that you get with the annual subscription. But on top of that, you get the channel audits with Jeff, Travis, and our other YouTube. I'm still trying to work out what we're calling you. Like, is it auditors, educators? I don't know what the official title is, so I'm just going to call you the audit crew for now. And yeah, this offer is available, I think, in the pinned comment now. If you want to take advantage of that, there is a link directly there, or you can check the link in the video description. So just as a final offer here, it is the free one-on-one channel audit, which is going to expire at the end of this week. You get vidIQ, the full software tools, as well as that 1 hour channel audit consultation. And we'll show you a little bit more what we talk about with some more channel audits right now. We're going to move on to Luke and Steph, who do games, challenges, cooking, reacts. They've just hit 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully you're on the road to 4,000 hours of watch time if you aren't already, so you can monetize your channel. Let's start here with Travis on this one.
Yeah, I chose this channel just because it's cool to have like a couple doing a YouTube channel. What can be interesting about this is the dynamic between a relationship, a couple can be fun to watch, and they're doing all different types of things. So the interesting thing here is there isn't an exact like value proposition per se, because they're doing a bunch of different type of content. It's not just like skits or not, they're doing different things, right? So what they are quote selling is their personality and their interactions between each other, and that's a much harder sell. But if it works, like in other words, if you are talented enough or have the charisma, it's actually the best sale. So
long term, yeah,
long term, that's how you get views across different types of content. So of course, the holy grail is to be able to do whatever you want on YouTube and get views. But we just know that that's just not something that happens. It's typically if you do one thing, like I know how to do this one little gadget, one little way, I get views whenever I do that. But if I do anything else, like nothing else works. If you can get people interested in yourself, like who you are, then the chances of you doing other things and being more creative and having more interesting kind of content is better. So it's nice that they've decided to go with kind of doubling down on that. Again, very risky, kind of hard, but I always think if you're going to do something like that, your chances are better in a situation like this because just the interactions alone can make some fun scenarios. So them doing challenges together and stuff, I think is a great thing. The boyfriend does my makeup to do drag queen makeup. That's a great thumbnail. Like that's a fantastic thumbnail. I suspect over time it'll do very well for them. I like the discovering secret ingredients for KFC. Like that's kind of cool. Like they're doing cool stuff. So I like the idea behind some of these thumbnails and some of the ideas. And of course, when you find something that works, continue down that path for a while. Like if you see one title strategy that works or one theme that works, keep doing it, because at your size, like everything helps. Every little thing that you can kind of pile on top will help. So definitely some really great concepts here. If I had to say anything, if you have access to Boost, we now have a lot of people, we're starting to roll out the daily video ideas, which is a new feature on vidIQ that actually looks at not only your channel, but other channels in your niche and sees what kind of content is really popular and tells you literally every single day, these are some video ideas. So we have that coming. And then of course, if you have competitors set up, there's a whole idea behind that that will tell you who in your niche is doing what and what's working. I would really start looking in your niche and trying to find out what trends are happening and try to do more and more of that. But definitely, I love the idea behind the channel.
Would it be fair to say, Travis, because I know you always raise your eyebrow a little bit at these value propositions where it's games and you're right in a sense that it's not the channel isn't about games, challenges, couples, and reacts. It's about a couple doing fun stuff, but there's a way you need to think of a value proposition which connects you as a couple to other couples who may enjoy watching you. And
I'll tell you something right now. I can think of a really cool looking banner and this would take a little bit of doing, but what if to the takeoff of him doing her makeup, I could see them in a side shot where he's doing her makeup, like making it look like a clown, and she's putting a pie in his face all at the same time. And it's called like Luke and Steph fun, challenges and whatever. And then you kind of see in a visual way, like, he's putting pie, or she's putting pie in his face and he's doing the makeup real bad. Like it's kind of a funny thing. It's like, oh, this looks fun. It's a couple or something like that. Let me take a look. And then you go down and you see this other cool stuff and it's like, oh yeah, let's, so I would look at something like that, because just text on a banner is underselling the idea, I think.
Mm-hmm. Now I just thought by most popular, and if there was a theme coming out from these titles, it's involving a boyfriend in some way, whether it's boyfriend does makeup, I paint my boyfriend's nails, boyfriend narrates my makeup tutorial. So it feels as if there may be a theme of where you could do boyfriend to girlfriend do stuff to each other type of videos. That might be like the foundation. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, of course, experiment, because you have some React stuff that's doing well here as well. But maybe finding that foundation layer where, as you say, Travis, if I'm a tech channel, I know I will always get a good community response from this type of video. That's something that you can always have in your locker if you want to try and build the community. I think sometimes you call these like flagship pieces of content where you know your audience is going to react well to it, and because you bring in a community through that content, it allows you to experiment with other stuff, which clearly this channel wants to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like it.
Any final words from you, Jeff, or do you think we've covered that one extensively?
No, you guys did an exceptional job on it, and I agree with exactly what you're saying. Double down on what's working, and it's absolutely risky to try to gain an audience based on your personalities, but I think they're doing really well. Just keep it going. So, and I'm glad to see that they're in the chat. They're accepting the advice. So, good on them. Good on Luke and Steph.
Luke and Steph, I highly recommend using your community tab as much as possible. I've got a video coming out about that this week, which is fascinating.
Yes.
Not that it's good that you're already using it and you're using GIFs and stuff, which is great, but try and use it every day if you can. It's just a very easy way to stay in touch with your audience. Right, that is Luke and Steph. We're now going to look at our Twitter winner this week. And every week, Dan comes up with some amazing idea about something. And so he did this week. So it was April. It's the end of her first quarter. And describe how your first quarter has gone through the magnificence of a GIF. And so Thomas Mayo showed us that his discovery of shorts was kind of like this. I'm glad that this is safe for live stream or safe for work, however you want to put it. So Thomas Mayo is our winner this week, and it's appropriate because he has a channel that's all to do with YouTube Shorts. But I think it's a very fascinating one. 30-second recipes. And this channel literally is a video about a recipe of some kind, and every single one is exactly 30 seconds. And I think, again, Travis, this might be one of those which we need to watch. So I'm going to play it. The music's not going to be on, but let's take a look at one of these. This is how to cook crispy oven chips, presumably in 30 seconds. Oh, the music is on. Let me just mute that. So what do you think generally of the presentation here and how it's... And by the way, I have not sped up this video. This is in real time. This is a real time way we would see this.
I like the idea, and I think for shorts it should work pretty well because it's kind of visual. I love the idea of the channel too. I would say you do 30-second ones for shorts and then a minute for people who actually want to follow along, because it almost feels too fast. If I really wanted, like, oh, that looks good, let me do it. I think the shorts idea is great. It's probably going to do very well over time. I mean, there's a couple of these that have really taken off. I wonder though if like slightly longer, like a minute, would be better for a non-shorts channel or something. I mean, obviously, by the way, if you're just doing 30 seconds, they should all be shorts. Like at that point, there's no reason to do a regular. But I wouldn't mind seeing like a slightly longer. What do you think, Rob? I don't know. I feel like if I wanted to do this, I would want to know how to make it.
You are right in that when I watch any of these videos, I'll just play another one in the background. I don't know if this is just the execution or something else, but there is so much going on that I can't follow it. But yet, I know that other channels such as 5 Minute Crafts, or like whenever I go onto Facebook, I always see these types of videos, but I can follow along with it. And I don't know if it's because everything is at 10x speed, or because there's no text telling me what I need to do, or the recipes are too difficult to show me in 30 seconds. I agree that something just doesn't quite fit in my head to watch this in 30 seconds. Like, and then the ingredients comes up at the end, and you would have to pause it. You'd have to. I think a better instruction might be here: go to the pinned comment to see the ingredients, because that automatically pauses the video. Because I think the production value is very high, like the way you're putting together the videos, but somehow in the watching of them, it feels too rushed. And I know it's a short, so it needs to be fast, but somehow the delivery is leaving me a little lost. As you say, Travis, you probably want to see these recipes done in around 2 minutes, maybe would be more palatable for a viewer. But this is a channel based on 30-second recipes. So I guess I would have to maybe do a second channel and maybe push those viewers to that second channel to get the longer direction of these videos.
I like the idea though. We've actually talked about this before. I think where we were saying it wouldn't be fun if someone did recipes under 5 minutes or whatever, like a year or two ago. So it's cool to see someone taking it to the extreme. And I think for a shorts channel, it makes 100% sense, especially since they're being so consistent with the 30-second thing. I just think for a channel that'll do like longer content, maybe you have a secondary channel that does the in a minute or 2 minutes or whatever. I think you could have 2 successful channels using most of the same footage.
Let's have some thoughts here from Jeff on this one. Anything else that you've maybe spotted here? I'll sort by most popular as you're giving your verdict.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like what I've seen so far. I know it is a bit on the quick side. And maybe they're not the kind of people that want to, show up on camera, because shorts would be really good of them actually tasting the recipes. That'd be kind of nice too. But aside from that, I mean, overall, I really like the way it is. The thumbnails are kind of interesting with it kind of like, it's almost like a vertical thumbnail format instead of like the full 16:9, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I mean, overall, it looks like it's doing okay. I mean, some of these are getting a lot of views. So, but yeah, no, I kind of know what you guys mean though. Sometimes these 30-second recipes kind of go a little too quick, and sometimes I want to have a slower breakdown. That's just me personally. When I'm looking at recipes, I kind of want to have a little bit of a slower breakdown on exactly what I need. But overall, I mean, yeah, I don't have too much to say about it.
I just sorted by most popular. I was wondering if these HelloFresh, is HelloFresh one of those delivery services where they deliver food to your door and then you prepare it?
I believe so. I believe that's what that is.
Yeah.
I would zoom in a little bit though on these thumbnails, because it sort of seems like they're a little bit backed out. I'd want to get a little bit closer, like the way that they got close to the crispy oven fries. Some of these other plates, I'd want to get a little bit more punched in.
Mm-hmm. But certainly some success here. Is it of a particular type of food? We've got crispy oven chips, got burgers, barbecue, jacket potato, Mexican beef. So it seems to be a mix of things here. How to cook seems to be a successful starting title for you as well. So it's interesting ideas and concepts there, and hopefully you can take some of our suggestions on board as to what to test next there. That is 30-second recipes. So that was our Twitter submission. And I think usually at this point we do some sort of meme of the week. I'm talking very slowly because I feel as if somebody's going to interrupt us here. Okay, that segue didn't work very well. The only bit we planned for hasn't worked.
All right, what are you talking
there
about?
We go. Thank you. There we go.
Listen, it's not easy trying to do all this. It's not easy being cheesy, as they used to say on the television show back in the day. How's everybody doing?
Hey, Savage, you're early. Why is this?
I don't know. Like, someone asked me to come on and do something for this. Everyone, I guess, has been on this meme thing, which I feel some kind of ways about it. And but I'm a team player, right? So I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
By the way, I wanted to share something with you and a couple other people here because, I'm the Savage Man. This is how I would do it.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Let's put you on full screen.
All right. So, look, here's the thing. Some people had been questioning my savageness, and I had to figure out a way to prove my savageness, which I have now officially done. I had to spend some dollars. And that's okay. That's okay because the Savage Man does it. I'm a doctor. And my doctorate in savagery I thought would be enough, but it wasn't. So here's the thing. Here's what I did. I did the most savage thing possible. Ladies and gentlemen, in memorandum of this week's WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Dr. Savage champion. I'm the most savage champion there's ever been. My green screen is going off. You can see my Savage belt right here. It's the Savage champion. Wow. If you ever wonder who the most savage man is, I am the Savage champion. And whether WrestleMania happens or not, I'm always going to be the most savage man you ever seen. The doctor is here.
That is an oddly sized belt, Savage, but well done. Well done, you.
That's right. I spent money on this one gag. Can you imagine? That was kind of dumb. But listen, I'm the Savage champion, and that's all that matters. You see my face on there? Do you see? Look at this. You see that?
Yeah, I can see it. I can
that's
absolutely
amazing.
see
I love it.
All right.
Savage champion. What are you gonna do about it?
Well then, let's meme this Savage character then. So Savage, if you can try and just do like 5 or 10 seconds worth of poses with your Savage belt, folks. If you just want to clip this and then turn it into a meme of some kind, hashtag channel audits. We will return to these memes a little bit later, and maybe we'll pick some of these interesting memes that you're going to do of Savage
I
for
went my mic.
auditing.
Sorry about that. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Okay, here we go.
We're used to them. All right, thank you, Savage. Those are a couple of images. We are very appreciative of you being willing to be mean this week. Just remember, #channel audits. Send us your memes. Some of you may be picked for a channel audit later on. We'll go back to some pre-selected channels here. And next, we are going to look at Sneed Mobile Tech. All right, this channel has 13,000 subscribers. And yeah, let's start with you, Jeff, on this one for a channel which looks as if it's about mobile plans, I guess, but I'm seeing a lot of headlines from websites as thumbnails.
So it looks like what they're doing here is talking about news surrounding mobile devices, like your cell phone plans, different changes to the carriers based here in the States. The first thing I would say for our friend Sneed here is thumbnails, because a lot of it will appear like screen grabs or what might be something along those lines. And I know, graphic design isn't everybody's cup of tea. I know it isn't mine, but I'd be looking at what kind of, when we're going after a specific keyword, if it's Verizon Wireless, if it's 5G, ultra wideband, wave, whatever that might be, I would be typing that in and looking at what the top thumbnails look like for those keywords, and then start kind of getting an idea of what kind of thumbnails are getting clicked on. So I can start kind of modeling mine with those strategies in mind. If it's the Verizon logo, if it's the modem itself, whatever it might be. Like, look at this. I mean, it's the guy showing the plan on the phone itself. Things of that nature, where you kind of start getting some ideas of what might work. So I think really that's one of the things. I mean, despite the fact that they're doing fairly well on their channel, I mean, obviously they're approaching 14K. I think the thumbnails can really use a step up and can really start pushing their channel to the next level.
Yeah, like you say, I think the channel certainly has its focus and it knows who its audience is, and just spending a little time executing on better thumbnails. I mean, I guess what I would be wanting to see as a layman in the wireless plans topic would be prices or costs, or like, how much am I going to save? How much is this going to cost?
Yeah. Not
necessarily a headline from a website, although that may look a little different as people are scrolling through. Obviously, you're going to have to test that and find out. But as I said, the view counts are pretty solid and healthy for the channel. They're at least 1,000 plus in most cases, which is good to see. And yeah, let's just start by most popular. Is there a particular provider or plan that's more successful? Looks as if most of your most popular videos were from over a year ago, but T-Mobile was big back then. Is T-Mobile still a thing in the US? Or yeah,
big thing.
So I'm wondering why you've moved away from T-Mobile a little bit. Might be something to just revisit as an idea. And I'm thinking of these classic titles that you could have, where it's T-Mobile versus Verizon, best wireless plans, or the top 5 Verizon plans, or how to I guess negotiate a better plan when you're at the end of a certain plan. Those are 3 general video ideas that are coming to mind.
Oh, for sure. Explaining those plans at a very basic user level, because a lot of it can be a bit higher end. And as much as I like to pride myself on my technical abilities and knowledge, there's been times where I've watched videos from different creators that have really broken down plans like this, whether it's cable internet, whether it's, mobile plans, things of that nature, to really explain in much more simpler terms. Listen, this is what you get for this. This is what you get for this. This is what you get for this. And really make your decision much easier. That definitely helps. Yeah.
So just thinking about this from this analytics point of view, it might be that when you're getting into the weeds of different plans and the news updates, your returning viewers are solid. They're pretty good. But let's see if you can get some more new viewers with some very basic tutorials, as you say. Like everybody's searching for free wireless plans or best wireless plans US, best wireless plans Verizon. Maybe you can squeeze into that audience a little bit more with some more general videos as an idea. And I'm just showing you this as what I think is one of the most important analytics to review over the next year or so.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's something that I would definitely do, especially with repeatable content. There's stuff that you can do. Their plans change. Sometimes the plans change quarterly. Sometimes the plans change biannually or yearly. And this is stuff that you can always remake. Like some people will make a video and then, oh, well, I made that video 3 years ago. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. Like, nah, man, the information has changed. Make more of it. And you can really start building up that catalog of evergreen content that'll bring in new eyes to your content.
Final thing on the community tab, stop posting video links. I want you to experiment with some simple questions or some voting polls, or if you're going to promote a video, use a image instead, because when people scroll through the feed, it just plays like a regular video, so it's no different to anything else in that feed. You want to try, I guess I would call this a scroll pattern interrupts, whereby somebody's scrolling through a feed and they see something different. Right now, but you can see that you're not getting any engagement on these because they are just video links. So try a voting poll, question, or an image that links to a video as an experimentation there. 'Cause it's good to see that you're using it on a regular basis, but yeah, I don't know why YouTube has a video link, because it just never does anything.
Yeah.
And also, I just wanted to point out this as well, because what did you just say, Jeff? For somebody who doesn't have any interest in graphic design, I think your thumbnails are pretty damn hot. I'm just going to say that. Yeah.
Fun fact is that they're all still being made. The pictures are being taken with my phone, and I'm still making the thumbnails on the phone. So just for people to be very clear, when they think that you have to have Photoshop skills and all this stuff, I learned how to do YouTube on YouTube. I learned how to make thumbnails on YouTube. And I also have to thank Travis for helping me really clarify my theme when we were still, smaller channels were still coming up. And I used to bounce a lot of ideas off of him. And, this is all still done on mobile, and it works.
I think you should make a video for vidIQ saying how I make these thumbnails on a mobile phone.
Oh, I'd love to. That would be interesting. Awesome. I've never done tutorial content that way, but that would be fun.
All right, book it. We'll see that tomorrow. Thanks a lot, Jeff. Drop everything else. That's what you're doing next. Except for auditing this channel, which is Mr. Facts. Facts about everything. By the way, YouTube started as a dating site. That is actually correct. That is very true. I guess that's an interesting value proposition, in that your value proposition is an interesting and quirky fact to lead people into your channel. However, when we get to the facts themselves, this is everything to everyone, which means that it doesn't satisfy anyone, I think, a little bit. Like top 5 social media facts, top 5 interesting facts about India, top 5 interesting facts about food, top 5 facts about volcanoes. For more focus, I think, because there are so many facts channels out there, that how do you differentiate yourself from all of those channels will be my first thought here as a fact channel. And I have to say that very carefully every time I say it. Jeff, did you pick this one?
I did, yeah.
All right. Sorry if I've stolen half of your thunder here.
No, it's totally fine. Yeah, that's one thing that I would do. I didn't sort it by most popular, but I would definitely dig into what is working on this channel especially if it's a lot of listicles. I would look at what's working and start kind of doubling up on that. Because you'll see a lot of this stuff where there's some top 5 channels that I used to watch years ago that have now become top 5 like only science, or top 5 only geography, or top 5 only ghost videos, whatever it might be. But they've kind of gone a certain way based on what works for their audience. So that'd be something like, because when you just like you said, when you try to reach everyone, you end up kind of reaching no one. So I would start looking at exactly what your audience is into. Wow, that is an interesting thumbnail.
Which one's that?
The longest fart lasted too
I was
long.
thinking Savage is probably clicking on this right now.
Oh,
that's interesting. Yeah, no, I like that one. This is pretty crazy. But yeah, so it's just, interesting facts. Looks like some of them, it looks like it isn't all listicles. It looks like there's a lot of them that are kind of one-offs as well.
Well, these are all shorts, pretty much at the top.
And that's something that could work if you're giving somebody just a quick one-liner fact. Yeah. That I don't see why that wouldn't work. You could take a top 5 video and break it down into each particular section and make a short out of it.
Any extra thoughts here, Travis? Or do you think we've pretty much
Yeah, no, it looks pretty good to
Nipped
go. I
in the
mean,
bud.
it's little facts about everything. It's gonna be all over the place.
Okay, so that is Mr. Facts there. What we're going to do now is a little shout out section. This is where we just like to pick a few channels and say a little bit about them. It's not necessarily a full channel audit, and it doesn't discount them from being potentially picked later on in our random section. But yeah, I always like to try and include as many channels as we can. So we'll start the shout out section. And the first one is for Travis, who we're saying hello to here.
Music for the Soul videos every Tuesday and Saturday. It looks like some shorts are going on here, and if you need some good music for your soul, I like the yellow banner there, and it looks like she's trying some shorts to see if that takes off. That's awesome.
And that is Lucy Santos there. Yeah, Jeff, you are saying hello to.
Hey, it's Lightning Code, 63 subs here. So obviously they are doing videos on YouTube. That's what I've pulled from this so far.
Thanks.
So, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, so they're doing a lot of coding and stuff like that. So shout out to them. Looks like they're being fairly consistent here from what I'm seeing. You know, like a video this week, a video a couple of weeks ago, a video a month ago. So yeah, man, shout out to you guys. Keep it going. Keep it consistent.
It looks as if they are coding video games, in which case, make that a bit more clear in a channel banner, which doesn't tell us anything right now. And also, I think when we've looked at coding channels before, the thumbnail needs to show us what you've coded in a graphical way. Whether you've shown somebody how to code a jump motion in a character, or like how to put weapons in an inventory slot. And I don't get this that strong a look of a coding versus the final outcome in these thumbnails just yet. But hopefully, as you continue to improve Lightning Code, we'll see that. I'm going to say hello to Herolytical. I was hoping to give this to somebody else because it's a gacha channel, and I don't know anything about gacha other than whenever channels seem to cover this area, it looks as if they're doing animations, and I don't know if it's their animations. I assume it is, but when I mouse over them, I don't know if it's a bit of a meme channel as well, but whatever I say is irrelevant because your channel with 3,000 subscribers is performing very well. Given the spiky view counts, I'm always going to sort by most popular here and see if there is any particular theme or trend going on here that's doing really well with your channel. And you have this one outlier video with nearly 300,000 views. Is there any way you could leverage that a little bit more, like including more Karen and Gacha Club style content? There might be something in there. But congratulations to you on your success so far. We'll go back to Travis for this one. Who we're saying hello to here?
We're saying hello to, what does that say? What is that? Oh, Style Gamer HD. It says Let's Plays, which is kind of hard to read. And there's some Nintendo stuff going on there. I see, is Nintendo stuff in the thumbnails? Yeah, Super Mario World, that sort of stuff. So if you like Super Mario stuff, thumbnails not too bad. Definitely want to think about getting some of the characters in the middle though. But other than that, looks like some very niche content, which is good. That means if you like one of them, you're probably going to like the rest. I like that.
Crossover in language, I think I'm seeing here as well, because I see some German titles, but I also see some English titles. So who is your intended audience? Because it's always a bit tricky splitting a language within the same channel. It's usually better to maybe run a second channel for different languages. And finally, Jeff, who is this channel?
Looks like it's Nathy or Natty. I'm not exactly sure how they're pronouncing that, but yeah. So, and then channel banner. I'm not liking that font because current pop culture old Feuds and Nicki Minaj. Yeah, so that's one thing I always have issue with is people using weird fonts, because if you're gonna make it difficult to read, if you confuse, you lose. So you only have a couple of seconds to get somebody's attention, especially if you're doing that in a thumbnail. Because I see that font in some of those first thumbnails, although they did okay. Like the views obviously did pretty well, but this last video from 4 days ago, they kind of got away from that and just did new body, the story of cool. That's the way I would like them to move forward, but not bad. Considering the amount of videos, not that many videos, but the view counts on some of these are ridiculous.
Phenomenal. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. It looks as if when you do Nicki Minaj versus another musical artist of some description, the videos do really well. So I say continue on with this awesome content. blowing up already, which is great to see from
Absolutely.
Nafi there. Are you using the community tab? That's the one thing I might be asking you about. And yeah, you are. Yeah, and look, you're already doing voting polls and getting 2,000 votes for a channel of your size, which is great to see. That is then our shout-outs, but as I say, we may audit these channels fully in the random section, which we're moving on to right now. This is where we have a ball picker of doom, or joy, or savagery, whichever way you want to call it. We'll pick a number. That number will give us something along the lines of that, 283, and then I will key that number. We're going to start with a gaming channel, I think, since we haven't done too many of them yet. 283. And then we put this in our address bar, and hopefully that should give us a channel to audit. So let's see what we have here. It is young Reza, and they, according to their channel banner, want to become rich and fast in Grand Theft Auto 5 online. All right, so
let me give you a quick way to do that. There's a couple of things. If you have a PlayStation 4, every day that you log, or every month you log into PlayStation Online, you get like $1 million on your PlayStation Online. And then if you have Amazon Prime, they're actually doing a promotion as well through their gaming thing, where if you sign in, link your Prime to your GTA 5 account, you get $1 million per month every time you sign in. So you can make all types of money in GTA Online. I just told you how. So this channel doesn't need to exist. Thank you. You're welcome.
so this is on Grand Theft Auto 5, right?
Yep.
I'm just wondering if that's like a searchable thing.
1,000 views per hour. 1,000.
I have to get $1 million.
per second.
So yeah, I guess it's probably this then, is it, Travis? This
Make millions.
You're not. $10 million. Well, there you are. Travis has just given you your next couple of videos ideas, at least there.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it looks as if you're already well on the way to doing that with these thumbnails. A lot of these thumbnails tell us about like how much money you can make per hour and things, which is interesting.
Yeah, I love the idea behind it because, believe it or not, as old as this game is, and it is super old.
Yeah.
It is not going away anytime soon because they're actually going to do an update for the current gen PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. They're going to do an update for that too. It's the game that won't die. And by the way, it's a great game. I love it. Love the online. I wish they would just do 6 and move on, but they're making way too much money. So there's not very many games that have been around as long as GTA 5 that have still as much interest as GTA 5. So this is a really great idea for a channel, especially having to make money, because everything in that game costs in-game money. Like, you don't have to pay money. You can either grind it out, you can buy in-game money, or figure out these little ways of making more money, which is great. Love it.
This is a good example of a channel which is focused very much on the how to do things in a game style of content, and I think they've been rewarded by several videos that have got several thousand views, and the subscriber count is starting to grow nicely as well. Thumbnails can maybe do a little bit of work here and there, couldn't they? I think the text sometimes doesn't help them. Just for example, in this one where the text is kind of blowing out any of the imagery, and so it just needs to be used in a more subtle or well-shaped way in terms of the topography and how it fits onto the thumbnails.
Yeah, and things that feel Grand Theft Auto, like the text and stuff, is great.
Yeah.
Get you, kind of pulls you into what you're watching.
Well, I know this video didn't do that well, but I love that thumbnail.
Yeah.
Very nicely done. Exudes luxuriousness.
I want that.
That is Young Resident. Let's move on to a non-gaming channel now and see what we pick out. This is going to be channel 365. And we do have 400 non-gaming channels, which is great to see. 365. Let's see if I can get the right URL. I think this is a beauty channel. So Jeff would be the expert on this one. It's Ellen Marie. Let's see what we have here.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so it looks like
Well, let's just go to the top. Let's have a look at the channel banner versus the thumbnails a little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, the channel banner first. I mean, just like I said before, that there's ways of getting this done. There's tools to do this for free. I would definitely, instead of having your name up there twice, and then subscribe, I would have a single picture of yourself and then what your channel's about. Because your channel is about a thing. If it's makeup, it's about that. If it's about hair, it's about that. So, that's if it's just, beauty tips, whatever it might be. But it looks like it's testing out hair products specific to a hair type.
Yep.
So that's something that that's the value, right? That's the value that you're giving. You're aiming your content at a specific type of person with a specific type of hair, and you're going to test out these different products so that they don't have to. Then you want to put that in there. That's the value of the channel. So you want to make sure that that's very clear in the banner.
Quick question. Gorilla snot is a thing then, is it?
Is it? I mean, I don't know.
I'm intrigued now.
Yeah.
And hopefully this will give us an example of the thumbnails that you may want to inspire to try and replicate in some way.
Interesting.
I want to say these are all brilliant thumbnails. I think that's a good thumbnail.
I think a lot of the duality is what works well with like hair channels, like where you have the one forward, one side, or the split. So
that one's kind of a good one. So let's just now go back to the creator themselves and see where the thumbnails could improve a little bit.
Text, less is more, and if you're going to use it, really make it big and make it pop. Also, just like the Gorilla Snot one, be cognizant of that timestamp. Don't stick anything in that lower right hand corner. Make sure that you have yourself. If you're going to show yourself on there, make sure that you're on the right hand side, and that way the timestamp lands kind of in the middle of you where it's totally fine, and then you can stack your text on the other side. But don't use so much text or use text on a busy background where it gets lost.
Yeah, I ultimately the hero of this channel is your hair, and so that needs to be the thing that I always focus on when I'm just scrolling through a feed. And I think I think you pointed out maybe this one, Jeff, where there's 4 different elements here. There's this product item up here which I can see as a tub, but nothing else.
Yeah.
I think the brand name of the tub maybe. Some text down here, and then your hands are green as well, along with your reaction. So in fact, there's 5 different elements there. We kind of need to get that down to maybe 3. And I just think this background's not doing you any favors as well. This harsh, not harsh, but this bland brick work in the background. Maybe you've experimented with colors here, which can maybe help contrast between your hair when we want to focus on your hair. So something to look at there. I'm just going to sort by most popular. Is there one or 2 things that have maybe popped for your channel recently? Get a Black Friday haul.
Some of it's like reaction and stuff, but even if it's something that I did well, like aloe vera juice challenge,
Yeah, those
that was
top 2 ranking ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what if instead of it being a challenge, what if it was reviewing a different aloe vera product? So you still have that keyword of aloe vera in there. And these 2 videos did very well 10 months ago and a year ago. Why not review something like that again? If they did well, I mean, I'd say it's worth a shot. At least for me, I would say it's worth a shot.
You did try it here, I think. This is the most recent one. And it didn't really pop. So maybe you have been experimenting with that. Not to say that you maybe shouldn't experiment again, but what made those 2 videos really pop, and how can you replicate? Was there a theme within that search term which helps with the content? Anyway, that is Ellen Marie. I think we'll audit maybe one more gaming channel, then we'll risk going to Savage's memes of the week.
Lord.
Yeah. Sorry, was that 107 or 170? It was 107. Let's see what we've got here. I'm hoping Travis is just going to launch into another specific video idea for this channel like he did with Grand Theft Auto 5. Mr. Micro. All right, what have we got here? I think you're relatively new to YouTube. Is that correct? Or you haven't created that much content until very recently?
Easter egg. See, Call of Duty Warzone. So this is a gaming channel, obviously, right? And the thing is like, depending on the gaming channel, I think I'm subscribed to maybe 1 or 2 gaming channels, depending on how you look at it. One is very specifically a gaming channel, and I can't even remember if there's another gaming channel that I'm subscribed to. I guess Digital Foundry kind of, but it's more of a like technical thing. But the reason why I'm subscribed to just one, very few, if any, gaming channels is because for the most part, I'm not really there to watch the game. I'm there to watch the personality behind the game, because literally you can get to watch the game anywhere. You can watch Twitch or whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're going to be doing such completely different content, you better have a great personality. Because I will say this, there's the guy that I do watch who plays a lot of Hitman. Just a spectacular. He's just very funny, very entertaining. Nice to watch him. And whenever he plays other games, even though he's got like 300 some odd thousand subscribers, those other games that are not Hitman just do not perform to the same level as the Hitman games, because people are subscribing for a specific thing. So you have to also understand that if you are going to jump, especially from different types of games that have nothing to do with each other, expectations of like what's going to do well versus what isn't, you need to really pay attention to that. And when you see a particular type of video game take off, you really need to double and triple down on it. Now, it's obviously you're early in your journey, so that, we're not quite there yet. All of them have about the same amount of views, but that could just come from just random views. But when you see something take off, I'm just going to recommend like really be ready to jump on whatever that game is. Well, it looks like actually, what is that, Mickey Mouse pixel art at the time, which
yeah, right? I think that's just a random outlier of something else it was made.
It's unfortunate too.
What is Minecraft though?
Yeah, that's
this is one of these where they build something on one side of a screen, and then on the other side of a screen they show the view from way back, and we've seen a couple of these examples. Did a very successful video, but as you say, they didn't follow up on that. Yeah. Some of the some of the thumbnails don't give us maybe enough of what we're getting into in the videos themselves. Just as an example, this one. This doesn't tell me anything about the specific video itself, other than it is a Minecraft video,
which may not be enough.
Yeah, especially in the Minecraft realm. I mean, it's something a little bit more here with Easter eggs in Red Dead Redemption 2. Mm-hmm. It's an interesting listicle idea. But as you say, Travis, if you're going to... they have done Red Dead Redemption for the last 3 videos. So maybe if they're going to stick to something, that's maybe a 10 to 20 video game series to determine whether or not there's an audience out there for it.
Yeah. Yep. I would say so.
There are also some of this stuff is VR as well, I think. A little bit. But then, yeah, there's a lot of game jumping, especially before Red Dead Redemption. I think it was a different game every time, really. I think we need to see maybe another 25 to 50 videos to determine where exactly the direction of this channel is going to go. As you say, Travis, a personality/comedy gaming channel might be something that you want to ultimately achieve, in the same way that couple are trying to achieve something where the personalities become the focus of the channel. But to begin with, as you say with that other channel where they're really successful with one game, people are going to come for a certain piece of content. Once you've got them in the videos, it's your job to try and keep them there with your personality, which turns them into return viewers. And the longer they are return viewers, the more you can start to do with those return viewers in terms of different content. PewDiePie being a perfect example of this, who used to be a gaming channel and kind of still is, but he's taken his audience on all sorts of weird and wonderful journeys. But that takes a decade.
100%. A lot of people look at people's success and think, look how easy it was for them. Well, you have no idea how easy it was for them. Sometimes there's a whole story beforehand that you never got to see.
Okay, so we're gonna look at these, and we're not gonna. Is it fair to say that we'll do genuine audits of these, not savage audits? I think that's fair to keep the usual competition going here. I have no idea what's about to come up. Wow, that's got nothing to do with what
pretty good one,
the image Savage sent, but there we are.
Savage Tonks, nice.
Oh, Jonk's done a very quick one here.
Whoa,
blimey, right?
Wait, hold on.
Hang on.
Some people had been questioning my savageness, and I had to figure out a way to prove my savageness, which I
so we'll keep that for the savage part.
I'm the Dr. Savage champion. Some people had...
I need to see that later.
All right.
Yes.
What? Oh, yeah, I get it. I get it.
That's a good one.
Nice one. That's
a really good one.
I think that might get added. Oh,
yeah, that I do.
Oh, hello.
Well,
That's another good one.
There's some good ones here.
Yes, another good one.
Some good ones. When song drops so savage, you need a Cracker Jack champion. There's some really good ones this week. That's good.
Very good one there as well.
It really belongs to KSI. All right, that's good.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, ooh, what?
What's happening here?
Oh,
who's that?
Ooh, who? What? Eh?
Why am I on there? That makes no sense. No mask, no injury. If I were to get my mask, that's funny. I'll make my own mask the result. That's hilarious.
Yeah. All right then.
Really
So, Travis, you're gonna fill in for Savage for now. Which one would Which one do you want to pick?
There's so many good ones.
Yeah.
What was the first one I really liked?
There was this.
We're gonna go back to Stonks later. We're gonna go back to Jonk later. Son of the Lamb. So that was a pretty good one. We like that one, right?
Yeah. Let's try this one first then. And this is just a regular audit, not a Savage one. Maris Mukherban.
Well, listen, I like the fact, and I've said this before, that if you can have your title name have something to do with what it is you do, that's dope. It's an extra SEO point, an extra place for people to remember who you are and be able to come back and find you. I saw some names in here in the chat that are so long, there's no way in the world I would ever remember their names. Even if I love them, I wouldn't remember. I don't know what a spider burger is, but he's done it a couple times. And again, for a food channel, like, I think that there's too much unused space here with just a big color with a little bit of text. Like, forget about text. It's food, and you're eating it. Like, you don't need any of that. Your thumbnail style needs to change completely. So I think that I would highly recommend changing the thumbnail style here.
This is a case of where the channel just maybe hasn't got to the skill set of their thumbnail creation just yet. Having said that, a lot of these are shorts. So how much time and effort do you want to put into those shorts? But there are some longer form videos here as well, 7 minutes, 18 minutes, where I agree in terms of there's so much wasted space in this. The hero is your mouth. It looks like you've tattooed your tongue in some way, but also the food itself. So I think Travis and I would always recommend this channel as a creator to aspire to in terms of their thumbnails, because when you just look at them, they pop so much. The colors are very vibrant, and the hero of the thumbnail is the food itself, and then we just see the tantalizing lips of the creator and what they're the motion of them putting something towards their mouth which they're going to eat in some way. This is an ASMR channel, but I think it relates very much to mukbang. So doing a bit of research into the mukbang style thumbnails is probably some advice we would give you. And then just going back to the channel itself, because I didn't quite check on the size of it and the type of videos that they're doing. Yeah, okay, so the shorts seem to be performing quite well, which is encouraging. Not all of them, but some of them are getting hundreds of views.
Yeah, I just think I like that they're mixing it up, but I just think the thumbnail style for shorts, it's irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
But I think for the regular videos, they need to really consider changing it up.
Sort by most.
And by the way, this was a person who won based on the thumbnail they did to even get picked.
Yeah, yeah.
This happens so often.
What is this numbering strategy? Are these episode numbers? Because they throw me off completely.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, I would remove those numbers off of those titles, because my guess is it's going to be throwing off your SEO here.
This is so weird. Yeah, no.
At least experiment without these numbers. Yeah, or put it, or if you really want them in, put them at the end of the titles, so that usually they'll get like concatenated off. But it just makes them all look like file names to me when I see that at the beginning of the title. And I assume you're going to try and make at least 9,999 of these, just the way you've numbered them, which is interesting as well. I guess it's like episode 22 shorts is how they've labeled that. But we're thinking thumbnails is the thing to definitely look at, and changing the titles a little bit there.
Yeah, even if it's for sorting, or I think She's saying it's for sorting. Don't throw anything off. You want to have your titles clean. You don't want to have any of those random numbers in there. Nothing like that. Like you got to think about who would be searching how to do 0011.
Yeah, put it in your description or something like that. Like don't.
So
or in a playlist.
If you really do it that way. But yeah, don't throw off your titles. You want your titles to be clean and straight to the point of what you're showing people.
All right, let's.
Who's next?
Let's look at another one then. Travis.
Follow them. That was pretty good. Miss Donk so savage. You Cracker Jack. Keep going. That's a good. There's some good ones, but I need to go like top of the top now because there's so many.
Oh, we're going right back to the top.
No. Well, actually, sorry. I saw some new ones come in.
Right. Okay.
Okay. No.
I love the fact that one's got Getty images on it. That just makes me laugh for some reason.
That's hilarious.
These are some good ones. We saw that one. Savage Stonks. We're gonna do that one later. Savage Game. Legend of Law. We might do that one. Let's see. Keep going.
Westy Radio. We have audited that channel in the past,
okay, cool.
And famous for less.
I like the make my mask thing. I think that's pretty dope.
Oh, we've done Eric of It Occupy
okay.
many times before as well.
Well, then keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. We want to give someone a new chance. Air guitar for dummies. Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll do that one.
Air guitar for dummies there, or for savages. One of the two. This is Cam. How did you pronounce that?
Cam
Bale Gaming. All right, indie developer showcases or Dungeons of Chaos. What is the channel about? Different developers or this particular game?
So I think we did a channel or something like this before or I remember watching a video or something about channels that will find like indie developers that have games coming out and then, not promoted, but like review and stuff, their games on YouTube. And the cool thing about it is like you can get access to the games before they're released. And like, it's a really smart kind of play because if you want to do gaming, while the overall audience might be smaller, it's definitely going to be it's going to be less competition and you're going to be able to succeed better. So I don't know if that's what this is, like looking for these kind of smaller indie games and kind of jumping into that, but I would definitely look into that. Definitely looking out.
I think we'll all agree that these thumbnails are very, very text heavy.
Yeah, too much text. Huh?
And when I just leave it on the screen here, along with the titles, which are all fairly long titles as well, they're all getting cut off. My eyes are just tired and I'm not focusing on any thumbnail here. I think the one I'm focusing on most is that one, just because it's something a little different and unusual. And so, yeah, what is it about a particular game? Dungeons of Chaos. All right, so I think the game in most of these is Dungeons of Chaos, but not all of them.
Yeah. I'm unsure, but if that's what they're doing, I like the idea behind it, and I would hope that they would continue with that. But the other thing is, if there's a lot of people who don't know what the game is, you want to make it so that people who might be interested in it would click the link. So maybe saying something like Dungeons of Chaos, the new Magic the Gathering, or something, something where you're leveraging one to the other, or like even like Dungeons of Chaos versus Dungeons and Dragons, or whatever the case may be, just so that you're leveraging a bigger known entity and then bringing some of the viewership from that into the smaller thing.
I also feel as if all of these titles could be just re-engineered a little bit to have more search-based intent to them. For example, easy, fast shop inventory rotation for great gear. You could easily turn that into a title along the lines of how to shop for inventory on Dungeons of Chaos. And this one here, best chapter 1 gold farm equals lizard men. How to make a gold farm in Dungeons of Chaos. I think that would just be a much easier way to appeal to your not necessarily your existing audience, but to a new audience. I've also noticed that whenever you do shorts, they're quite popular as well. I think for this particular game. Let's just sort by most popular. So that's interesting. So this is quite an old game. Looks like it came out several years ago. And then when you were doing some playthroughs of it, I'm guessing this is when maybe you had exclusive access, or you were just niching down onto this game and you were providing a lot of value, and now other creators have picked it up and there's more competition. Yeah, look at that. All of these videos start, the most popular ones start with Dungeons of Chaos playthrough. I just don't think that's going to work now, unfortunately, anymore. And I love the fact that intermixed between all of these videos is just 55 seconds of a corgi's butt with 1,000 views.
And it did really well.
It did really well. Probably not something that you want to just like completely distracting to the audience now, because all I'm thinking of is this thumbnail and this title, and nothing else means anything anymore. So we're thinking in general, improving the thumbnails to be less text heavy. I was thinking of just reshaping the titles a little bit to have more search intent. And what was your suggestion, Travis? Sorry, it's just gone out of my mind for a second.
Sorry, say that again.
You had a suggestion, one of your first suggestions, and I've just forgotten what it was.
About having your name be part of what it is.
Well, about the channel in general, I can't. You were talking about how maybe to tie into Magic the Gathering, like more associated more with maybe bigger trends and themes,
right? With other bigger games and stuff, especially if there's a direct connection in some way. Like if people who like Dungeons and Dragons or something like that would like this game, you want to leverage that larger fan base into this game, kind of introduce them to it. Plus, it gives you an opportunity to get more views.
All right, let's maybe pick one more from the list.
What's the YouTube algorithm? What's going on there?
I don't think there's anything going on there from what I can see.
Oh,
I mean, it's a good one, but it's not a savage one.
Very good one.
Should we just pick it? Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's go on then.
Is there another one that John put in there? Did John just put another one in there? What's going on here? Let me look. You go ahead. You guys take care of this. I need to do some research.
All right, then. As Travis goes off and researches junk for a little bit, we're looking at Game Roll here, a Red Dead Redemption 2 channel. I despise this game, Jeff, so I'm going to leave it up to you.
I actually like this game. It's pretty fun.
So boring.
Oh man, yeah, it can be a bit of a grind because it's so story heavy. But I like the fact that they've niched in specifically to the game. That's something we'll tell people, like they're when you land here, this is what you're getting. Despite the name being Game Roll, you know that this is a Red Dead Redemption 2 channel. So for the people looking for it, then obviously you've come to the right place. Mm-hmm. And I like the fact that it's not, from what I'm looking at here, it doesn't seem like it's just let's plays. Like there's John Marston's Daughter Explained, and what's the other one? What happens if you use explosive rounds when? And it's kind of truncated, but I don't know what it is. But it seems like there's some tutorial aspect to this as well.
Yeah.
Which I really like what I'm seeing there, and I like the fact that they're keeping the thumbnail simple. Let's see here. Yeah. Red Dead Redemption 2 and then Explosive Rounds. Red Dead Redemption 2 and Micah. There's a short. So it seems like they're kind of keeping things. There's even a Cyberpunk 2077 versus Red Dead Redemption. That's interesting.
Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say this is a channel whereby they know there's such a huge community within Red Dead Redemption 2 that they've gone into the ultra specifics, almost like not video essays per se, but picking out these really intricate things where people who've played this game will go, oh yeah, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. Or, texture replacements and model replacements in Red Dead Redemption. Like, if you were doing that for any other game other than maybe Fortnite or Minecraft, nobody would be interested in it. But because there's so many people playing this game, I think there is interest. The view count seemed quite healthy and promising here in terms of 250 subscribers, but a lot of view counts exceeding that. Mm-hmm. There are some shorts though, so I think you're trying to leverage shorts a bit, which is good. Having said that, I think you have some long form content which is performing well, or at least I thought I saw some. Let me just sort by most popular. See what we have here. Oh no, it is actually mostly shorts, apart from that comparison against Cyberpunk.
Yeah, but even then, I mean, I know when I was at 200 subs, to get 1,000 views on a video, I would have been running around my house screaming. So, I remember that. I remember being at 250 subs, and if I could pull 50 views on a video, I was ecstatic. So, normally and routinely pulling hundreds of views on their videos is very good. So overall, I mean, I really like the way it looks. I like the fact that they've niched into it. And I like the fact that they're not just, hey, watch me play this game, that they're actually showing you stuff. We're talking about different topics or lore or explaining things. I think this is something that a lot of the gaming channels that are in the chat could be leveraging for themselves, especially if it's a game that they've played for a while and there's depth to it that they could explain it to new people. Because I do this myself. Like when I start playing a game, I'll start watching videos about it to kind of find out different things. So it's something to definitely pay attention to and leverage for yourself.
Two channels I want to suggest you maybe look at here. We've often talked about 100% Zelda. This is a channel that goes into a great detail about another game I absolutely despise, but they do it very well. They kind of do these epic tutorials where they'll show you how they'll review every single item in the game, or they'll show you how to get, the max number of something, or like finding all the trout. I mean, that is one of the reasons why I cannot stand Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, because you can fish for so many trout. Where I just want to be going into dungeons and killing skeletons, not fishing for trout. But anyway, I digress. So that's one of the channels you may want to look at in terms of these weird, interesting, or just all-encompassing videos. And it's actually another Zelda channel, which might be worth looking at as well, called Zeldom, which more goes into, I think, the lore and the discussion of a video game. Yeah. And I think this one does like video essays about what happened in Majora's Mask, or an alternative viewpoint, or the relationships between different characters. And so I think your channel kind of matches these two channels a little bit. And so I think you can get some cues off of them, because you see the view counts for these channels, like hundreds of thousands. They're doing very, very well there. So the channel we were originally looking at was, let me just remind myself, it was called
Game Roll.
I still haven't found it because I'm now looking at 100%.
It was Game Roll.
Come on. How many times do I have to press back? Come on. Let's get there. Game Roll. Thank you. You were right. I don't know why I didn't just trust you there, Jeff. You were 100% right.
Your trust fall.
All right. Travis, is your research complete?
Yeah. After this conversation, we're going to have a conversation because there's some stuff going on that we need to address.
Okie dokie. All right. Sounds sinister. Let's pick another channel to review. We've done quite a few gaming channels there, so let's do a non-gaming channel. And I think this one's called Cherrybo. Let's see what we have here. 25,000 subscribers. All right. Hang on a second. Hang on. Are you a gaming channel? No. Jeff, Travis, is this a gaming channel?
Yes.
Then we're going to move on.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. You can't cheat the system.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm being a bit brutal there, but that's why we have two different forms.
There's rules.
Yep.
Maria Personal Trainer. Let's have a look at this channel. This is definitely a non-gaming channel. All right, let's sink our teeth into this one. So you have 71 subscribers. And it looks as if you're doing short stuff. You're leveraging the shorts craze right now. But
also, there's some long-form content there. I saw something that's 34 minutes, another one that's an hour from a week ago.
Yeah.
So might have been it's just live streams. Okay, cool. Yeah. But leverage both. I like it.
All right, so this is a channel which looks as if it's pretty much focusing on either shorts or live streams, maybe.
Is this a different? Oh, it is for a different language, right? Because 30 Tage
I think it's
fitness.
German down
Got it.
here.
Yeah.
But okay. Yeah, so I think it is a German language channel. I apologize if I'm incorrect. Oh, we've got a translate button here. That will help. But I won't press that just yet. So I think just the general opinion here is that for a channel that's less than 2 months old, I'm going to ignore the subscriber count a little bit because shorts are a very weird place for subscribers. You're getting some very healthy views and leveraging just, I guess, workouts within the short genre. And hopefully this type of stuff is going to get surfaced more and more as YouTube makes shorts more discoverable through search intent, which I think they are starting to get there with. But I also admire the fact that you're not just trying to be a shorts channel. You're realizing that maybe if you want to get watch time and maybe if you want to monetize in the future, you have to get some long form content out there as well in terms of experimentation.
Oh no, for sure. And then digging a little deeper, this is something that I'll say, especially for evergreen, because with exercise, with personal training, with yoga, with workouts, there's a lot of evergreen ability in that niche. So try to start thinking about finding, like, targeting specific type of people, whether they're beginners, intermediates, advanced, whether they're looking at a 5-minute, a 10-minute, a 20-minute, whether it's for seniors, whether it's for teens, whatever it might be, but start kind of digging a little bit deeper. Sometimes you'll see that when you do a little bit of keyword research, whether it's just on search or in the keyword inspector, you'll see some related opportunities. And sometimes you'll see those additional options come up when you type in, 10-minute workout or whatever. But start thinking about maybe targeting more specific type of a user, and making some actual like evergreen content for that kind of thing, like a full length video for them. And that's something that can live and breathe on your channel for a long time.
Just translated now. So it is what looks to be a 30-day YouTube Shorts fitness challenge, which is a really good idea, actually. Really good idea.
Look, I need to say something.
Hey, Savage.
On the day that I unveiled the Savage Championship of the World, the most prestigious title in all of every belt that's ever been made, I have been impugned. You know what that means? I've been impugned. You ever heard that word before?
I can search for it on Google if you want.
I'm pretty sure I'm using it in the right context, but I've been challenged. So I went on the Twitter tweets, because sometimes I do this. And that junk guy got some trash to talk about. I need you to play that video. He put a couple of videos on Twitter and YouTube saying that the savage have not been a savage, and I'm kind of sad by this. He's trying to break my heart.
Right.
So go to that junk guy. What is that junk guy? Put a video on it. How dare he? Okay.
He's in the chat. He's in the chat calling you out too.
Yeah. Okay. I don't listen. Hold on. So there's that. But scroll down a little bit. It's like that one right there. Savage, not savage. Can you play audio? Can people hear this? Because this needs to be heard.
Yeah, I think we can.
It's like a minute. Just go ahead.
Hang on. Right, so we need to be quiet here. Okay, so here we go.
Dr. Savage. Travis. What's been going on? The channel audits. Savagery. It's decayed. It is savage, not savage. Let's check.
More technical difficulties. Yeah. Get a little bit of green going on here.
Not savage. But it's okay, savage. Because this at Jonk IQ are giving you, yes you, a free one-on-one savage lesson. As long as you buy our $415 bundle. Like, just listen to our students.
I think it's the dumbass stickman and the guy called Cringe. By the way, we're friends now, so shut your ass, John.
Excellent savagery right there. So get on down to Jonk IQ. Done. Goodbye. Whatever. So Savage, I'm going to put you to the test. The next time I get an audit, if it's not savage enough, you can no longer be Dr. Savage. But enough of that, let's get on with the Savage Audit remake.
Like, let's forge dynamite. That's like drink bleach. I made a YouTube channel called Drink Bleach. All right, let's see. What do we got? Jelly Bean Guys. Deception. Is that a game?
I thought most of this was Friday Nights at Freddy's. Am I wrong?
I'm gonna do my ASMR Savage right here. I'm gonna do my ASMR. All right. COVID Deus. Does this kid have COVID? What is COVID Deus? What does that mean? What happened? What do you mean? When did it stop?
Sorry, my mic sounded so muffled at the beginning. It's either have a muffled mic or have loads of feedback in the background. Also, 100 subscriber special is coming up soon, which is a 4-minute video. A 4-minute video. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, post notifications on.
It's time to bury this dude. Can you bring up his channel? It's time to. I gotta bury this dude right quick. This is my light work. This ain't gonna take long. Don't you worry about it.
Dr. Savage.
All right, well, hang on. I need to get right. Okay, so here we are. Jonk, 105 subscribers. You wanted a Savage audit?
I want to give a little background around this guy. This guy was smart. For a while there, he was doing some Savage video highlights, which was great. People liked that. It was awesome. It was great. But here's the problem. Then he canceled himself. He quit YouTube and then came back. He can't even cancel himself correctly. Then he came up with a second channel. Who cancels himself, comes back, and then has a second channel? You can't even do that right. How terrible do you have to be at quitting when you can't even quit right? You quit quitting. How is this possible? Look, let me tell you something about Jonk. Jonk is a confused young person. I can tell he's confused and young because look what he's doing with his life. He's making 2 channels with stick figures. And he's got these 100 subs. I don't know. By the way, I don't know how he's doing this. Obviously, he's spending money somewhere, and there's people just creating accounts for Jonk. I want to be real. Listen, can we be real for a second? Are you ever going to subscribe to junk? It sounds like one of two things, either junk or junk. And neither one of those things do I want to subscribe to. I don't want to come on to YouTube, turn on my thing, and see junk on my screen. I mean, especially not if I'm a guy, because you know that could mean a couple things. Listen, let me explain something to you, Junk. I can appreciate the skills. As a matter of fact, you put together a video very quickly and put it on Twitter tweets. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. And I appreciate the highlights because you're promoting the Savage brand, the Dr. Savage brand. But Junk, I got to tell you, man, I'm going to have to cancel you for, matter of fact, I got some help. Hold on, look. The Savage champion of the world is about ready to help you get Savage for sure. Come here, Savage Cat. I got the Savage Cat here. Come here, Savage Cat. Savage Cat, come here. Savage Cat, come here. Why don't you come here, Savage Cat? The Savage Cat won't come. Anyway, the Savage Cat told me to tell you you're canceled. Never again shall anyone watch any of your videos, whether you pay me or, well, if you pay me, then maybe. If you pay me, then maybe. But if you don't pay me, then no one's ever going to watch your channels again. It's over for you. You've been savaged so beautifully. I appreciate myself. Thank me right now.
Thank you, Savage. Yeah.
Junk, never question me again. I'm a doctor. Don't you know this?
I think
Savage Cat, where'd you go?
I think there's at least 300 people and Jeff in this live stream who are just, I have few words, but everybody else has no words.
That's because you speak Canadian. If you knew English, you'd know all the words.
True. Thank you, Savage. Let's just go back to auditing some actual channels, I think, here. Yeah, thanks, Savage, as always, I think. Jeff, just say some words to get you back on screen.
Sure.
All right, then. Mikey Goodwin.
That was quite interesting.
Always an experience. Subscribe or I'll delete your YouTube account. Okay, well, we're not going to subscribe, Mikey, but we will audit your channel. Let's see what we have. I'd say
It's very new channel. Very, very new.
It looks as if you're doing, I guess, pranks. Pretty much, yeah, that looks to be the sum of your channel. I think, given that you've only done 4 videos and you have 12 subscribers, the view counts are encouraging here. Is this just because...
Yeah, well, the likes and dislikes, it's an interesting thing. It brings up, like, what's...
No, I tried this, by the way.
The removal of dislikes is a really interesting thing, because I know a lot of people I talk to use that for kind of a level of whether or not they should even click the link. Now, if you have vidIQ, you can see this, right? Normally, you can't see that.
Currently, yeah.
But the question is, if I were to see this, I would think, oh, I'm probably not going to watch this, because if that many people disliked it, and it's a new channel, it's unlikely he has a bunch of haters. Like, that quickly, it's unlikely.
Well, you see,
it's not impossible.
I think because when a channel is smaller, they are so much more susceptible to, I think YouTube calls these troll campaigns.
In a week, you got like 6 people disliking you in a week. Your content is either not as, I'm feeling like a savage right now. Your content is super controversial for some weird way, or it's just like you've made someone upset in a week. Like, how did you get so many people to not like your content in a week? It's just weird to me. I don't know. It might be different in like different sizes, and like it just seems now. I'll be honest, I am kind of curious. I kind of do want to watch some of these to see why they have so many dislikes. But you might want to take it as an indication of someone figuring out, like, eating only one color of food for 24 hours. It's a pretty straightforward premise.
That is, yeah. I mean, the pranks, you can maybe understand why there may be dislikes if it kind of crosses some borders in terms of it turns into bullying in some way, perhaps. Not that I'm suggesting as these videos are, but you can understand why there may be a polarizing reaction to a prank video. But yeah, just some challenge which you're doing yourself. It is interesting why the likes and dislikes are so skewed. I don't know if a person's in the chat and can maybe let us know why that might be the case. But I mean, just looking at it from a general point of view in terms of the channel's just started, I'm encouraged by the thumbnails already, in that they're quite simple. You're trying to elicit emotion in these, and the emotion in the thumbnails is connected in some ways to the titles. I think that's a good strategy.
You know, for me personally, when I see that much red, I'm more interested in watching it and how this triggered people emotionally. This is just a personal thing, just an anecdote here. But for me, whenever I see something like that, I'm like, really? Now I need to see this. It's like a train wreck. I got to see it. So, yeah.
So Jeff, are you basically calling this channel a train wreck content? Can I quote you on that? Are you muted?
Not at all. But it's one of those things that where I see something like that, like when they had the what was it, the YouTube Rewind, and it was like the most disliked video. I wasn't even gonna watch it until I heard it was the most disliked video. Then I'm like, now I'm gonna go watch it. So it's one of those things where I have to see this for myself. So yeah.
I mean, there's nothing in the comments to suggest why people are disliking it as well. So I'm not convinced that these are genuine dislikes for the quality of the content. I feel as if there may be something else going on there.
Funny enough, I think we should all go to Jonk's channel and dislike all of his videos right now. Let's go over there.
I do not recommend you do that. Do not do anything.
You don't fight a war with Dr. Savage and think you're going to get away unscarred. Let me tell you something. Unlike him, I don't go subscribe and unsubscribe is all I'm asking you to do. That's it. I'm here for 5 more minutes.
Let's get back to this. Oh, hang on. Technical.
My head hurts now. I need to take ibuprofen.
Hey, me and the gang gonna go make a eating 1 colour food.
There we go. Right. Let me get the channel URL correct there, and we'll audit this channel, which goes by the name of King Rodo. I think this is a gaming channel, and
it is.
They are looking at mostly Among Us, with a little bit intermixed, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. If you've got the foundations of your channel are one game, I think you have permission to test a little bit here and there. And the Among Us stuff, it seems to be doing well, like 600 views there. Although there is a Brains.io one with 400 views. Let's sort by most popular. Let's see if we've got a trend here. All right, I think it's mostly Brains.io.
Yeah.
But all of those videos are from a little while ago.
Yeah. It looks like the compilations did pretty good. His Among Us Bad Timing #2 and #3 here did pretty well. Actually, his first one did pretty well too, considering the channel size. 35K though is an outlier, and that's really nice. So it looks like some of those compilations are pretty good. I'm not sure if it's all compilations of his own content or somebody else's, and it looks like he's still doubling down on it. I mean, I don't know when the last time he's done a compilation, or he or she have done a compilation.
How does Brains.io work? It sounds like a website. Do you know anything about it, Rob? Have you played Brains.io?
I think it's a top-down shooter where zombies are attacking you.
That's interesting, because I thought Brains.io was something Jonk has never played, because he ain't got no brains and needs to be top-down shotted. His channel needs to be unsubscribed.
All right. Are these shorts? Okay, so these are short videos, but not YouTube shorts. So you may want to look into whether you want to make them actual dedicated shorts, or you want to keep them long form. I mean, hang on a second. So he did a Brains.io 2 weeks ago. That got 600 views. He did another Brains.io, which gets 400 views. So there's still an audience for that, Jeff, isn't there? I mean, they want to do Among Us stuff, but the audience is kind of telling them a little bit that we want to see more Brains.io.
Yeah, that might be the way it is.
Among Us compilations.
Yeah, it could be the way to go with it. I mean, he might want to start leaning in towards more of the Brains.io stuff. Doesn't mean that you have to stop playing the game you like. If you like Among Us, it doesn't mean you have to stop playing that. Just do more content-wise towards what's working on your channel.
So you know what's interesting about
I can't keep up with this. Where's Travis and Savage? What's going on here?
Listen, I'm here. What I got? Listen, he's eating. Among Us is in a weird situation right now because it's starting to fall off as far as like views and stuff.
Yeah.
There are mods and stuff that you should be playing if you're not playing them. I'm already like helping a couple channels trying to pivot from Among Us, but the time of Among Us is starting to pass. So if you're really wanting to continue with Among Us and you love it and you're going to play the mods, fine. But if you do not start to pivot now, you're going to wish you did in like a month or two.
Okay, sound advice there. It's not a Minecraft or Grand Theft Auto.
I believe that it will last for a long time, but I just don't think it's not going to be at the level. Like Minecraft has been around for like a decade or something, and it's like, and it just keeps going up and down and up and down. I don't think that's going to happen for Among Us. I think it's just going to start going down. It'll be at a decent level, and then it's just going to stay there.
Well, interestingly, I'm sure you've heard of Jake Fellman, the shorts extraordinaire.
Yep.
He got his start in Among Us. He made nearly 100 Among Us shorts, but he pivoted a month ago. Now he's gone to Minecraft.
Smart man.
So
smart man.
His videos aren't performing as well, I don't think, but
not yet.
As you say, like the Among Us stuff could be. It was getting like sometimes tens of millions of views, but maybe if he'd stayed there, in a year's time, he may be getting less than 1 million views. But if he transitions onto Minecraft now, then he's hopefully going to have more of an audience for a longer period of time.
Yeah, better to take the hit now and start the pivot early than start the pivot late.
Yep. I can't get over these numbers. Nearly 2.75 billion views. Anyway, we were going to audit another non-gaming channel here. Oh, nice work, but we're not going to subscribe. Rainbow Color Nation. So what do we think this channel is about? I've already gone through 3 thoughts here. At first, I thought it might be a art channel because of a channel name. Then I thought it was a music relaxation channel. And now I'm not sure if this is a motivation quotes channel.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we mean about making sure that your message is clear, whether it's in your banner, because I'm confused. And once you confuse, that's it. Like, I'll move on. So I'm not 100% sure exactly what's happening here. Looking at some of the titles, it looks like it's some sort of spiritual, maybe affirmation kind of a thing, but I don't know. And that's the problem.
That's right. I don't know what the heck's going on either. I feel like I'm in a lucid dream. But I feel very motivated, which is great. I love that. The Rainbow Color Nation. What a great name.
You were spot on, Jeff, but we just had to go to the About section to really confirm that. So seeing that in the channel banner, of course, but I don't think the thumbnails do a good enough job of communicating that, do they?
No, they're very wordy. The text is super tiny. The second one, there is like outline text, but it's the same color as the water. They just need to kind of tighten up those thumbnails. If you're going to use text, use less, make it bold, or don't use it.
Let's just sort by most popular and see if there's anything outline that you could maybe work off of. I guess in one sense, this thumbnail's a lot cleaner and clearer, isn't it? To see nice contrast in between the yellows and the whites and the blacks there. So that could be an example of a thumbnail series. I'm wondering if that's a YouTube short. Yeah, I think that's a YouTube short as well. Also, maybe some research into specifically what are the absolute core keywords that should be included in the titles, whether it is positive affirmations, subliminal meditation, life subliminal music. Each title is a slight variation, so I don't think you've really nailed down your core title, which should include that keyword phrase in all of your videos going forward.
Yeah, something to tie it together and something to let us know exactly what we're looking for, and obviously to make it searchable.
All right, Savage, I think I'm going to give you, if we ignore junk for a second and we go back to your tweets this week, is there maybe one more you want to pick from these?
What did it say? I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, Joe looked like Taz. You know that? But, Savage 1 million plaque. That's actually a good one. That's a good point.
Yeah,
we might go with that one. That's good. When you get monetized, that's good. Okay, yeah, scroll up. I like the monetization one, but I also above that, I really like, what is that? The 1 million plaque, because that's literally what it is. That's what. Oh, he said we already audited the person, which is cool.
Yeah.
So then let's go down to the one right below that. Appreciate that.
This one.
No, I don't know what it's like in Canada, but down in America, when you go below, it's below. It's down under.
Okay,
it's
so
like Australia.
This one.
Yeah, let's see what Starboy Liquid Alky.
It's not included his channel name.
Oh, that's too bad for him. I guess we go up then. I guess we go up to the one that you were at. So there you go.
Right. Okay. Okay. Codum Cat. Call of Duty Mobile Shorts. Funny moments. Just might want to tweak the channel banner there so it doesn't cut off the bottom of it. Okay. Not worrying too much about thumbnails with the shorts. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It means that your titles are having to do the work, and the titles don't look too bad here, actually. Best hiding spot, versus videos. I almost wondered if you've taken a bit of our suggestions here from previous live streams where we've been talking about the versus concept, because you've done a lot of these in the past week, and they're doing very nicely, actually.
I like the idea of hiding spots. It's good. if you want to hide your content so no one ever watches, go over to Jonk's channel, put it on there, and no one's gonna watch it. Don't worry about it. Put it over there. But I do like the hiding. You notice, Rob, I don't know if you see that shorts down there. We're talking about the best hiding spots in COD Mobile. And look how good it did. It's a short. If you scroll down a little bit, 14 seconds long, 504 views. That's a good amount of views right there.
Yeah. Sort of my most popular. What are we thinking here, Jeff, other than for a channel of their size? They seem to be focusing on shorts and doing a damn good job of it right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a good strategy to move forward. You know, memes, gaming, stuff like that is working fairly well in shorts from what we've seen so far. So it's definitely a good strategy. Look at what's working well for you and try to make more of that wherever possible. Whether it's funny, whatever it might be. Secret glitches, look at that. That's working pretty well, and that's from a month ago. So yeah, definitely sticking with that Call of Duty Mobile. There are so many people playing that. You know, I play it. I'm terrible at it, but even I play it. And yeah, there's definitely a lot of meat on the bone there. You can definitely do a lot with that.
Yeah, I think again, even though shorts are very different to longs in many respects, making sure that you communicate to YouTube what your video is about, perhaps in a title, that's the best thing you have in shorts. And now you're kind of reinforcing that with YouTube every time you upload a video. Your audiences continue to react really well to it, so that's very good to see. Again, we do have the concerns about how you're going to perhaps make a long form content going forward, because you do have one video here, right here, which I think is how you've tried to turn your shorts into a longs, and it hasn't performed that well. Just keep experimenting with that as well, and hopefully maybe one of those videos will break through, or you'll start to learn more about what YouTube are going to do with shorts going forward in terms of monetization. All right, I think we're over time here, so yeah, I think it's a good opportunity to call it another successful live stream.
I got the Savage Cat. He finally joined me.
Oh.
There he is. Say hi, Savage Cat.
What's the name of your Savage Cat?
Nathan.
Nathan. Hello, Nathan.
He likes dog food for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous. I bought his cat food, and the only thing he likes is dog food. Isn't that right? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you,
that's
Savage
cute.
Cat.
Savage, you want to say goodbye to some people in the chat if you can?
I mean, I guess. Let me see. All right, here, let me put down the Savage Cat. There you go, Savage Cat. Okay. Learning and technology with Frank. Appreciate you. Zenzarius, he's in there. We got Dan H is here, the Quiz Ninja. We got Pro Pixel Gaming. We got, of course, Tish from the Artist Haven. We got, wait, hold on. Shirley's Beauty Discovery Channel. I remember the Discovery Channel. It's a good channel right there. Lots of good stuff. Jonk is in the house. Thank God he's leaving. Chicky TV. And then I'll do one more. Why not? Frang. That sounds like a good channel. Frang.
Savage, as always, it's been a pleasure. Enjoy WrestleMania this weekend, and say goodbye and thank you to Travis as well. Jeff, say hello or goodbye, or hello or goodbye.
We got saying goodbye to Melody Moon. We had our friend Brendan Sparks in the chat as well. Appreciate you being here with us. We've got Lil Timmy also in here. And let's see, let's pick out another one here. We got Eggy Bread. So thanks for joining us. And also, huge shout out to all the mods. As per usual, we appreciate every single one of you.
Absolutely. I'm going to say thank you to Dan H, who, while in a lobby in Atlantic City, has been able to moderate for us. Thank you there. Also, thank you to Dan C for not turning up this week. Thank you to Homeless Movies, Cody's Hindsight, I think that's called, the Dad Night, Andrea Ferrari Underwater. That sounds like a very intriguing channel there. Cedo, Quiz Ninja, Jonk, I'm going to say goodbye to you, the Poltergeist, and finally, we could not do this live stream without Zombie Mask Super Gamer. Dan and I will be back tomorrow for the Wednesday webinar. And just to remind you, folks, let me just get this on screen very quickly. You have a very limited time now to take advantage of the channel audit offer, where you can talk one-on-one with one of our consultants for an hour about your channel. Do take advantage. There is a link in the description if you want to use that. In the meantime, we will say goodbye. Jeff, you're on screen, so let's wave awkwardly for a few moments. Yes, I've been wearing my live stream fingerless gloves today, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye for now. I'm trying to find the right button to press. I found it.